Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. Now, this one is all about the Rotary cars. We've had a couple more added to the game and we've had some disconnections along the way. Thankfully, it has been evenly disconnected. Wonderful stuff. We have almost all Mazdas bar one Nissan that has snuck in because there is a rotary engine that could be swapped into vehicles, and while majority of the time it's Mazdas, it can go into a couple of other vehicles. I've got the Cosmo because I haven't driven this one yet. Relatively new addition to the game, the RX-3. Also one of the new additions. Now I have got a rally-built Cosmo. Judging by Ninetales' massive wheel spin off the line, I'm going to say that's a rear-wheel drive with a quad rotor. Mine is all-wheel drive rally tyres with its standard rotary engine. We're going to howl our way up the hill. Now, of course, my build is not going to have much in the way of straight line speed in comparison to the 600-700 horsepower quad rotors, but it will have the grip, which will probably come in handy here. For example, I don't know what the RX-7 leading the way is going to be like. This track's not the worst for non-rally built vehicles as far as off-road circuits go. While, yes, this dirt section is a little nasty, it is better than, let's say, Ambleside that's full dirt and everything. I feel like we're catching up the RX-7 a little bit here, which makes me think it's rear-wheel drive, perhaps. Might be rear-wheel drive on rally tyres. You may go for that one. Oh dear. I don't have the grip to do that. Never mind. If it is rear-wheel drive, or maybe it's not on rally tyres, whatever, if I'm much better than it in the corners, we're going to pay the price somewhere, and that price would traditionally be straight line speed. And this track, straight line speed, is quite important for the bits that aren't off-road by virtue of the big hill you come out of turn 1, and you kind of this hill here as well. Power is good. My car is quite light. The Cosmo is just over 2,000 pounds, I think, with 360 odd horsepower, something like that. It's turbocharged standard engine. It's almost fully maxed out standard engine. We couldn't get much more PI out of it, so I went for some lightness. Get it slowed. So if we're going to be making time on Rusky, it's going to be through the dirt section, it seems. It seems to be the hairpin is where we're making the majority of our time. So if we're going to pass that car, we're going to have to be good all the way down here. We definitely have a lot more composure than that RX-7 that is going very sideways, trying to make up some lap time, which hasn't really helped it. How intentional and how much out of control that was, I'm not sure. How much was it perhaps a case of this is going to be out of control a little bit, so might as well just go for it and see what happens. Points are close-ish. We've got quite a good sort of... if I can get the lead... The problem is Ninetales' vehicle, I'm pretty confident in saying, is not suited to this track in the slightest with all that power, but it's still up in 4th, so that's something. We've got a couple of cars down the back, which is the problem part really. We're losing a good chunk of points. We'll have to see if we can do anything about first, because this is where it sucks for us. This climb up the hill, just all our hard work gets undone by this one section. There's nothing I can really do about it other than just try and be neat and tidy here. We know the hairpin is where our best bet comes from, and from here again we can see the leader is sliding about all over the place. Can we do anything to catch it? They're not going to go for that big slidey thing again. They learnt their lesson last time around. It didn't work. We were right on the bumper. So it's going to be the hairpin where we're going to have to make something work. Maybe off here as well we can carry a little bit more speed, but that's not such a traction limiting corner. The hairpin is the big traction zone for these cars. We will get a bit of understeer into that final corner. Not quite what I needed from this. We're going to have to be closer. It all goes. I say it all goes away. It's not the biggest. It's not the most ridiculous difference in straight line speed that there could be, but it is enough. Absolutely on the ragged edge of the Cosmo. Now we can go around the outside at the hairpin. That is very, very possible. The way that corner is banked, you can sometimes get a good run on that higher line. So we may have to try that. The thing is, I've got to get a gap to the RX-7, essentially. If I don't have a gap to it, it's going to just beat me to the line anyway, so we kind of want to pass on this lap. I don't want to have to be doing this next lap around. I'm close enough, though? No, we just can't get close enough into the hairpin. We've closed the gap, but I just cannot get into the right place at the right time. And the issue we get now is the one corner where we are perhaps the biggest advantage over that RX-7 I can't go full attack on because I'll just run into the back of it. I'm not close enough to dive, but I have to now compromise my braking a little bit. There's a little problem at the final corner as well, just trying to carry speed. I don't think we got this, barring a mistake, of course, which on that bumpy downhill section is always possible. We are right there, but I'm just not sure we're going to have enough. Ninetales is up to third, which is a great performance from a car that's very unhappy, I would imagine, with this circuit. Don't know what's going to happen when we go to different kinds of tracks with some of these cars, because there's quite a few very specialist vehicles around. Mine will suck at the higher speed stuff, but has not been bad here at all. I'm hoping to see a very slidey RX-7 having problems coming down the hill here, but it hasn't. If anything, I've got a little greedy there. Oh, very late on the brakes. Very late on the brakes, use the banking to try and get off the corner. I was more late on the brakes because I was out of position rather than a crazy dive bomb. The RX-7 actually does have a really big slide. Now that is the mistake. That is an invitation and a half right there that the RX-7 would not have wanted to give. We will get the Cosmo past. Will we have enough acceleration to the line? I don't know if we're going to. Come on, Cosmo. Oh, we're just going to sneak it. We shouldn't have won that. Oh. Rusky held on the whole way, and that transition just got a bit too much oversteer. Left the door open. We put the car there. Yeah, we gave a little squeeze on the exit, which, you know, we got most of our car past on that one, and it did the trick. It's not going to matter in the overall standings. Blue team are still going to take the victory here. That was a bloody good race. Okay, I'm pleased with my Cosmo. Mine and Ninetales' Cosmos are the polar opposites of each other, which hopefully means we'll cover all eventualities, maybe. Fingers crossed, I don't really know, but we can be hopeful. So, we head next to the Broadway Village circuit. A track I don't normally run with A-class cars, but we're going to mix it up a little. See how it goes around here. I mean, the lower classes of cars, oh, it's balked the teams up. Thank you, Forza. We still only do have one non-Mazda in all of this, one lone 240SX. Anyway, this track does tend, the lower classes of cars, sort of acceleration cars, tend to be pretty good around here. I'm not sure my my relatively grippy Cosmo is going to be the way to go. Although the traction, maybe on some of the slower speed stuff, will be helpful compared to the rear-wheel drive quad rotors. Not sure. Genuinely not sure what we're going to see around this one. If we can get ourselves to... Ooh, a bit of debris got in my car. Okay, we are not as grippy as the RX-7. That's perhaps not a surprise. We're likely to have more power than it. Also, I think that RX-7 is more likely to be tarmac built than rally spec. It certainly doesn't lead as much through the corners as my softly sprung rally suspension. Okay. Not the best piece of driving I've ever done. Points not looking great for us. Sometimes we have seen in the past that the smaller team does actually kind of have a bit of an advantage in some ways, as it's now swung back our way. It's going to change quite a lot as we go through this, of course. But yeah, sometimes the smaller team actually can have a little bit of a sneaky advantage almost with these. We can score bigger points. Like, for example, I'm scoring... Ninetales in third is scoring more points than the leader, which, yeah, kind of does balk it a smidge sometimes. We are once again chasing an RX-7. I think this time it's going to be more RX-7 is going to slowly pull away. I just feel like this car is a little better suited to here. Now, I can try and make less mistakes. That would be a good start. That first lap was a touch scruffy. Ninetales has got the speedy Cosmo on the way. Okay, it just wandered and wobbled a little bit through all of that. So yeah, we've got the Speedy Cosmo, and then we've got Rusty with the RX-7. I'm not sure what Chris is driving. I think that is another RX-7 of sorts. Come on, Cosmo. We can hopefully keep this up for the rest of it. Yeah, I've not quite got it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. So that's something. We can certainly pull away from the speed machines through these corners. We can pull away from the speed machines through those corners because they're slightly better handling than them. We have still got good traction by being all-wheel drive. It's just we don't quite have the corner grip. I mean, the tyres on this car aren't very big. They're as big as I could get on it, but they're not as big as the much newer RX-7. Oh, we just simply do not have the grip in this one. Yeah, we are pulling clear of Ninetales. This track, well, there's always a little bit of a mixed bag for the real power car. As I said, it can work with sort of acceleration cars. However, when you get to A-Class, everything's quite fast here. So your power machines are sort of more top speed, and this isn't a particularly long track. So yeah, Ninetales won't really be able to use a lot of that top speed. But yeah, these first circuits haven't necessarily been the most suited for power cars, but they will open up a little bit more. Well, potentially, we'll see. Sometimes weird cars work in weird places. You're never 100% sure. Admittedly, quad rotor not likely to work on dirt, but here we go. Points are in our favour once again. No, they're not. They've changed. It's like one place in it, basically. Oh god, I've not quite got my driving sorted. When we saw Gliska having a really big slide out of that final corner, I made a mess of it in a different way. Just not quite. I feel like this is a pretty good car. I'm not quite there with my driving of it. I'm not quite making the most out of it. I'm liking the fact that I can hit that curb and not get spat into the outside wall. That's quite nice, at least, to have that. Oh, we're fine. We're there. But yeah, just not quite. We're close. It's just not quite enough. All of our lap time is gained pretty much on this corner, I think. Maybe out of turn one, a little bit down the straight. I think we might have slight more speed than the RX-7. I would hope so, because I think we've got a bit more power. Points have fallen away from us a little bit at the end here, but it can still change. Ninetales is busy battling with Rusky for that third place. How they're going to end up? Rusky's out very wide at the final corner. It's going to be a drag race back there. I can't do anything. Gliska's going to win with the RX-7, but we'll take a solid second place. Ninetales got third. Rusky got beaten on the final corner of the final lap again by a different Cosmo in this one, but unless we can gain one place, all we need 7th or we need 10th. That is, oh no, we need something, which I don't think we're going to be able to get. We need 10th basically to do this. Unfortunately, it does not look like we are going to be able to. Damn it, close. Actually, even if we'd got it, no, I think we've done. Regardless, whew. It's another solid podium for the Cosmo. So, we head off-road again, the Tarnhells Scramble. And this is a meaner dirt circuit. It is almost all dirt. Okay, there's a hill, tarmac hill for the vehicles to climb up. My Cosmo is likely to be good here. If we were good at the previous one, this track should even more suit my Cosmo. I don't know if we've got any other grippy... We don't seem to have very many grippy rally machines in this one, which is... I'm normally challenged by a couple. We think Rusky's RX-7 is rear-wheel drive rally tyres, which will not be too bad around here, but it is not going to match mine for traction out of a few places around here. We just see it off the lines. I am fairly sure that's going to be on rally tyres if that's launching that well. Nothing else, I say, does seem to be enjoying it quite as much around here. The hairpin is probably going to be my big advantage. Turn one, I guess, maybe a little bit through here as well. The hairpin coming up is also quite a nice area for me to gain some lap time in the Cosmo. Can we run? Oh, I do like running the high line here, getting speed on the exit. Even if we overran the corner a little bit, even if we had Rusky was a bit wise to it and kind of covered that gap. So, does that car beat us in a straight line? I'm expecting it to, and indeed it looks like it might a little bit. It's not that much faster. We're going to have a little tap on the brakes, and I don't trust my car quite yet. No, we can probably be flat through that corner, but that's fine. It's the first lap. I'd rather be a little cautious and not have a huge off on lap 1 than go for it, clonk the wall, and completely mess up the rest of my race. Now, where are we going to look for this way past? It's going to be the hairpin, I think. We can take different lines, so we're kind of doing a little bit of crisscrossing of lines at the moment with Rusty. It's kind of, if we suddenly get a good run through somewhere, we can profit. Here we go to the hairpin. Is Rusty going to cover the inside? Thinks about it. You know what? We will slide the car through. Get a load of understeer mid-corner, though, and we're going to lose out on the run up the hill. Couldn't quite clear it. Tried to do the kind of slide job, put the car in front of Rusty, and it didn't quite work. We didn't quite throw it far enough up the inside to make that one stick. We are well clear, and Red Team is having an awful time here. Not really, so many focus on our own little battle here, not really looked at the points, and the points are awful! It's not going well for Red Team here. Oh, Rusky's very wide into turn 1. I will take that one, thank you very much indeed. Put the RX-7 under enough pressure, and that kind of did the trick through there. Now we're likely to have... Ooh, that bumped a bit nasty through there. We're likely to have an RX-7 looking around for a place to try and gain an advantage. Indeed, it has got a good run off the corner. It goes through the water, which is not what it would have wanted. It's going to cut underneath. Should get it on the run up the hill here. I was expecting to try and go around the outside. It didn't in the end. Which just kind of surprised me. I would have tried and send it around the outside there. However, I was kind of expecting that from the opponent. However, they were something completely different. I wasn't really covering that approach. We did not have a very good final corner. The car's quick. I just don't 100% trust what it's going to do sometimes. Alright, coast it a little bit into turn 1. I'm hoping there's not an RX-7 up the inside. Which I don't think there is. He's going to run a little wide on the exit there. We should be faster through here in theory. Just don't roll the car. Got to be careful. There are bumps. There are sneaky bumps around the place that you can hit and tip your car over. The Cosmo doesn't feel like it's one of them. We got through the curb at Broadway without too many issues. So I'd be surprised if we saw many around here. That's a little too wide in the hairpin there. Yeah, that line's great and all, but it can sometimes get you in trouble. Oh, RX-7 had a go. It was not quite far enough alongside. It's got one more lap to try something, and we have pulled a gap. Points are still looking awful for us. However, we're having a fun race with 2 off-road cars. Going up to lap some of the field almost. Not quite going to do it, I don't think. Dive into the first corner. Actually a little slow through here. That's okay. Better safe than sorry, I guess. We've pulled, again, that bit of a gap back to the RX-7. Now, don't roll it down here, first part. Don't roll it to the second part. We seem to be clear of the more notorious rolling spots. Ninetales up in 7th with, presumably, the quarter-rotor Cosmo. That's not a bad performance at all for a car very much not suited here. We're going to run out of the hairpin. Unfortunately, we've just got nothing else. We really have got no rally cars on our team, which is a pain in the arse. We will leave that with a load of debris. That's not what we needed, because that will cost us a little bit of momentum. However, barring a big problem on the final corner, which we almost do have, trying to carry speed through there, Rusky is not close enough. We will take a victory. Ooh. We had to work for it. We did have to work for that one. Wasn't my best driving, I will say. A couple of silly errors by me. However, we do get a second victory. We beat Rusky's RX-7. It really did not look like there was much in terms of rally competition in this one. It's how it goes sometimes with the way these builds turn out. But yeah, there we go. I will take it, but Red Team have not had a good time. I just got 6th at the end. But yeah. Blue Team have won. I've had some fun races though, and there's still 2 more to go. So, we are off to the Lakehurst Hops circuit, a much faster all-tarmac track. Yeah, this is probably not going to be my fastest venue, so to speak. We start down at the back. Wonderful stuff. That's okay. We'll pick our way through the pieces. Mistakes are easy to make around here. Yeah, there are a couple of very, very long straights. You do want some power in your car. However, There are a few corners that are still going to catch you out. I'm going to be very quick out of the hairpin. What is it, about turn 3? Be very quick out of there because I will have a load of traction that not a lot of cars do. Oh, but the team's balked, even with me being technically the back of my team. I'm still like 8th or something on the grid. That thing's very quick. Yeah, I fear we're gonna have one of those races. We're gonna have one of those races where we slaughter everything in the corners and then get murdered on the straights. A lot of cars seem very high power in this. Gliska will probably be in for a similar time as well. There's a very wiggly night, a wiggly RX3 of ice. Well, they can go off and do their thing. Chris's RX7 is going to go off as well. Hello, Gliska. Yeah, we're much more similarly matched with you. Oh no, rocks. Okay, we got away with it. I just don't have a high-speed grip in this car. I mean, it's okay. My vehicle is built for one thing, and it won the thing it was built for. It was built to be good as a rally car, and it was, and it won. And for the rest of it, we kind of hope that it's still going to score solid points. Now, the idea is we have other cars on our team that can win in the places we can't. Our team has been slightly skewed, and there's the howl of a quad rotor. Goodbye, Ninetales. That thing does not look fun to drive. Rather you than me. That's why I have mine. See, it's got all that speed, but it is difficult to use all of it. There is no doubt about it. Oh, and Ninetales may end up missing the checkpoint through here. I tried to push my teammate. I had a choice. I could either bump into the back of the RX-7 there, or I could bump into the back of my teammate. I figured we'd try and give my teammate some momentum. Don't think it really worked. Right, I'm going to give the Cosmo as much space as I possibly can. Go, Cosmo, go. I know you're very difficult to drive. Where are you? Oh, no, you're going to actually stay behind us, I think, through here. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. We'll just focus on trying to beat the Dorito. I'm certainly not going to answer to Rusty here. This track is not so good for my car. It is focused on that one task, and it's quite good at that one task. It's not so good at the rest of them. Still, I'm never going to complain at a couple of wins. I don't think we're quite going to have the pace for a podium here, unless anything goes on. But I've got to keep an eye on that. That Cosmo, the very sideways Cosmo, because it's kind of around. I've got to be aware that even though it might not be directly behind me all the time, it could appear in an instant because it is so very fast down the straight. The thing is, though, those cars are just not working here. They're just not they're not able to carry enough corner speeds to utilise all that power. I think we may have had the RX-7 as a checkpoint. I don't know where it fell to. It's fallen out of that group, so I presume it was a missed checkpoint. Yeah, Ninetales' car is not close enough to do anything, and it just can't carry the pace that I can through there, for example. But we can't match any of the RX-7s up at the front here. Big jump on the brakes for us. Third gear would have been the way to go. Through there. I mean, the only way we catch them really now is if they miss a checkpoint, I think. So even if they start fighting one another a crazy amount, not going to be close enough. Is a certain Cosmo going to be close enough here? We've got our weird inter-team rivalry for Red Team. Where is the sideways machine going to be? It's close. See, it will close, but it just will never be able to outbrake me down here. It's not going to get that move done. I didn't actually go very well through that first chicane, so Ninetales is closer this time around. Oh, a little wide for me, but at least I can put the power down quite nicely here. Yeah, so we can build a gap away from that car, because it's only when it gets going, like 110, 120, as it even start closing on us. It's so sideways. It's not going to have a look to the inside here, because it knows it can't. There's no chance that they're going to be able to get up the inside of me, where I've got so much more grip and composure. It's still sideways in the background, but I still got to keep checking. We've got no chance of catching the cars ahead. I'm not looking for an overtake on something. We get a little bit more time around this track to keep an eye out on the longer straight, so I know when I'm about to get dive bombed. Come on, Cosmo, there we go. We're nicely done around that corner. I think we're a little further ahead now than we have been previous laps. In fact, Gliska's catching the leader in all of this. Oh, that's very sideways. That was very sideways indeed back there. Yeah, we're just falling away, much as in the previous race, where we kind of created a 2-car battle at the front. This one here is sort of a 3-car-ish group. It's really a 2-car battle at the front, and Chris is in a bit of no man's land, but much closer than this battle over 4. We're further away, but it did actually look like Ninetales got that up the hill this time quite nicely. Is that vehicle going to try? No. It's just not close enough to try anything through here. Yeah, and I don't think Ninetales is going to be able to carry the speed into these next few corners to be close enough to beat us to the line. I just don't think it can do it. I feel like my car is close to being very good. It's just not quite got enough grip. As I said, the tyres may be a little bit small. Probably some tuning if I knew what I was doing with it, but I don't. Could help it a smidge. But yeah, this is probably the track that was always going to be weak for the Cosmo, and that's okay. You know, if it's weak for the Cosmo, you can still get a 4th. I'm happy enough with that. We did beat Ninetales' lunatic machine, and you know, we got the best on Red Team at the end of the day. Yeah, the speedy cars struggled a little bit. Our MX-5 got up to 6th. The RX-3s have all the power and none of the control at all. Didn't fare quite so well. Ice winning the run to the line for that 9th place. Yeah, Blue Team have got this one in the bag, but I'm having fun at least. So, we are on to the final round. A sketchy track, potentially, the Holyrood Park circuit, where... Oh, I mean, there's some long straights around here, but there's a lot of high-speed corners, and I feel like the high-speed corners are where my car comes undone. I'm very good at low-speed stuff. Low-speed stuff, off-road stuff, the Cosmo, wonderful. High-speed stuff, not so much. We've not really got the top-end speed or that grip. I think the RX-7s are going to vanish away again. This is the sort of track they are likely to enjoy. We will have to see how it goes, though, because potentially some of our speedy cars might be able to make so much time down the straights that they are difficult to deal with. If they can still carry enough corner speed, it'll depend on how much corner speed they can carry. I guess we will follow. If I can keep momentum up, we have seen weird results for cars around here. If you've got something that can carry the momentum well enough through the corners, even though it's not very fast in a straight line, it actually can still lap quite quickly around here. I think there were an Escort Cosworth I had a long time ago that I thought was crap, and it was terrible for most of the races, but when it came here, it was unbeatable, and it's one of those I just don't know how it ended up in such a way. So who knows, maybe we'll have a weird result with this one. It's always nice when you get that. Oh, that's a terrible line through here. I feel like I got that corner all wrong, but if we get that turn wrong, we can at least set it up for the next one and focus on that. Something has happened to Ninetales. Oh, I don't know where Ninetales has gone. We did have Ninetales for company, but Ninetales has vanished. We are in a lot of trouble here from the RX-7. Okay, Cosmo, what have you got straight line speed-wise? Not enough. It's not going to be enough to do this. Here comes Ninetales with rocket ship speed. Go, Ninetales, go! Oh, Ninetales nearly had a very big accident. Ninetales is still having a very big accident in turn 1. I mean, I don't think Rusky knew there was a Ninetales approaching a lot of speed. I also don't think Ninetales expected to get onto 2 wheels at the weird angle that thing did. Little bit of contact has benefited me. Rusky ended up out a smidge wide, and I was able to profit from that one. Now, oh, and Rusky did not want to hit that. That is not, the railing there is horrible. It loses so much speed. God, where do I break down here? I don't know, I messed up last time. I've got to really focus on getting this thing turned into the corners. It's not bad acceleration, it's just the understeer, crippling understeer on the way in some of these corners. We've pulled a nice big gap again. There's a huge squabble going on back there, which is helping me. The more they fight for position, the more I can run away and just build this gap. So even if they do get clear of each other, it doesn't matter. Ninetales is going to be approaching up Mach 10 again with that. He's so fast. Chris's RX-7 is also pretty fast. We're going to get slowed for turn 1. So Chris's car is also bounced wide, also not so good through the corners. Right, we're going to have a very weird battle of machinery up here. We've got the two Cosmos trying to fight the horde of RX-7s, of varying generation RX-7s, of varying speeds and grips and so on. And I'm just making a mess completely unassisted at the moment. That's never good. Anyone going to wonder why? Gliscus is probably the RX-7 I fear the most in some ways. You know that thing outhandles me. We probably outrun it a little bit. We'll have to see how this goes, really. I'm hoping for Cosmo assistance at some point, if that can continue to make a nuisance of itself. Right. That section we can pull a gap to the rest of them except for Gliska. Where is Cosmo assistance? Further back. Where is Chris as well is another question. We've got 2 more laps of this. Here comes Chris's RX-7. Alright, so we have acceleration on Gliska, but we don't have top speed on the blue car. Chris is going to go to the inside, but can it stop for turn 1? The answer to that question there is very much no. We end up backing Gliska up. I was a little nervy through there because I didn't know where Chris's car was going to appear. We're going to be on defensive duties, I fear, here for the remainder. If we're going to win this, we're going to have to just defend, but it's not enough. I tried to hug the inside, Gliska just got too much speed through there. Yeah, I just cannot match that car for corner grip. It's just too good in the turns. It is past. We beat it to like 120, but after that, I can't match it. Probably aero, I would imagine, on that is better. We do have Forza Aero. On my car, I wanted the grip. That will reduce our top speed a smidge. Ninetales is up to the back of, I think, Rusky, so we may have some Cosmo insanity down the start-finish straight. But yeah, so once we get onto here, we're not really quicker than the cars around, so it doesn't help us. Oh no, it wasn't Ninetales there. Or maybe Ninetales wasn't made a mistake, or something happened, I don't know. Here comes Chris with the other of the RX-7s. The sheet noise on the way past. See, if we can bounce the grass. I was actually I could maybe been a little bit braver through there. We can attack the grass, and I have no fear in this car of the grass giving us trouble. Are we going to be able to pass it? Even if we can... Oh no, I've driven in way too fast through there. So even if we do pass that car, it's just going to beat us to the line, I think. Maybe focus to make sure Rusky doesn't beat us, so we can keep this on the podium. Hope that Chris runs wide through here or something. We get a good... And that's why it's so quick in a straight line. That's a quad rotor in the RX-7. I'm surprised I got the quad rotor with the PI, actually. Yeah, I mean, we could have tried to send it up the inside, but we'd never have made the corner. Well, we had done, we would have just clattered it into the wall doing so. So yeah, there's not much we can do here, unless there's a huge off on this corner, which, I mean, there might be. It's not going to be an easy car to drive that. It's very sideways. We carry good momentum through there. Rusky's allied. Rusky's car just didn't seem to like this track, which surprises me, because in clean air it wasn't really catching me. That is a result that does surprise me. However, I can't do anything about the 2 RX-7s, even if Chris nearly manages to bin it on the run to the line. Yes, I did see that. I'll take a third. I'll take a podium in that one. We beat Ninetales' lunatic machine. Our other cars, though, just did not have the grip. We had way too many fast cars, like stupid high-power cars that just weren't quite quick enough around these circuits. We didn't have any assistance for me in the rallies, particularly. When Ninetales with a quad rotor Cosmo, not on rally tyres, is the closest assistant with the rally races, you know you're in trouble, basically. So, nevertheless, T-wise, it might not have gone well for us. I had an awful lot of fun. That Cosmo was great. It did what it was built for, and yeah, Blue Team won convincingly, but I had some very close races. Anyway, that is going to be it for this team adventure. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description of this video. Find the Versus the Community sign up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.